To evaluate these options and to choose among them, the clinician needs a clear strategy based on relevant criteria. Once a laboratory has been selected, the next and never-ending task is one of effective communication with the technician to ensure ongoing clinical excellence, along with the appropriate technical support. One of the greatest challenges of implant dentistry is the mutual and continued transfer of clinical knowledge and information with the dental lab. After completing this ITI Online Academy module, you should be able to identify the criteria for selecting a dental laboratory partner, describe the information needed to prescribe work for a dental technician, and explain the quality assessment processes used in reviewing prostheses provided by a dental lab. When considering a dental lab, it's important to have a clear understanding of the role that the dental technician plays in the delivery of clinical services. Whilst the technician may not physically be present in the clinic, he or she nevertheless forms a critical part of the implant treatment team. As such, it's beneficial to consider the dental technician as a clinical partner. In the past, the expertise and role of technicians in the clinical sphere has also often been downplayed. However, the delivery of high-quality dental implant treatment is impossible without a successful partnership between clinician and technician, whereby the sharing of information, as well as a shared passionate pursuit of clinical excellence, results in the best possible outcome for patients. The location of the dental lab is one factor to consider. Some clinics have the luxury of an on-site or intramural dental technician. This allows for the most direct and convenient access to the laboratory services for both clinicians and patients. However, most clinicians will need to utilize an off-site or extramural dental lab. In this case, from a transport and communications perspective, it's generally more effective and convenient to work with a local dental lab that is physically close to the dental clinic. Doing so will reduce the time needed to transport cases to and from the clinic. Using a local lab will also expedite custom shade matching evaluations with the ceramist, as well as other treatment stages such as try-ins. Utilizing a remote lab that is located in another city or state requires closer coordination between clinic and lab to ensure that cases are delivered within agreed schedules, taking into consideration various methods of delivery, such as standard post or express courier services. With a remote dental lab, there's always the risk of parcels being misplaced or failing to meet delivery deadlines, not to mention the difficulty of patient access to custom shade matching procedures. It's critical that there is mutual understanding between clinician and technician regarding workflow and time management. Some laboratories take pre-bookings, so when possible, the clinician should inform the dental lab regarding the details of the case to be sent, including the type of prosthesis and expected times for delivery and insertion. Tight coordination is needed for treatments requiring multiple stages, such as trying of abutments or wax-ups for implant or tooth-supported prostheses. Some cases may require the involvement of third parties external to the dental lab, such as milling centers or CAD/CAM facilities. The involvement of such parties requires further interaction between clinician and technician, or with the third party itself. Some CAD/CAM centers require clinicians to verify and approve digital designs prior to proceeding to the next stage. It was a specific recommendation of the 5th ITI Consensus Conference that the clinician should play an active role in controlling all CAD/CAM processes and material selection, and should approve the final virtual prosthesis that dictates the abutment or framework design. The clinician also should be aware of what production methods are being used, such as 3D printing of resin models, and whether such work is being outsourced to other facilities. The involvement of third parties may also impact on the time needed for prosthesis fabrication. The technician should be experienced with the implant systems that the clinician and their surgeon use. In addition, It's important that the technician is familiar with the techniques and materials that the clinician may wish to prescribe, such as certain systems of the CAD/CAM manufacture that are specific to the implant system. Whilst CAD/CAM providers may claim to produce components that are compatible with multiple implant systems, such components may differ significantly from the original intended implant design and tolerances. The clinician may also have a preference for certain types of alloys. In this clinical image, a high gold alloy has been used as the substrate. A related factor to consider is whether it's ideal to partner with a single lab that deals with all aspects of technical work, including fixed and removable prostheses, or whether it's preferable to work with separate labs for different types of prostheses. Because the fabrication of implant prostheses is largely an art as well as a science, it's important that the clinician and technician maintain a philosophical convergence regarding the artistic design of prostheses. Different technicians made these crowns on the upper right canine. Both crowns satisfy clinical parameters for function and aesthetics. However, there are significant stylistic differences between the two prostheses. These differences may not be entirely resolvable, as they are largely based on each technician's preferences for form and shade. The interaction between clinician and technician involves a financial transaction. Therefore, criteria related to costs play a role in selecting a lab. First, it's important for the clinician to be aware that in most cases, the total lab charge will be a sum of different fees, such as prosthesis fabrication, articulation, metal alloys, and cast preparation. The itemized breakdown of these fees may or may not be shown on the final invoice. Second, the amount to be charged for each component of the definitive prosthesis should be presented to the clinician in a straightforward and unambiguous manner. The lab should also be clear as to whether any surcharges are applied to components that it obtains from the implant manufacturer. Finally, the clinician should be mindful that third-party providers such as milling centers will either bill the dental clinic separately or bill the lab, who will then decide whether to add a surcharge before passing on that cost to the clinic.